Hey loves, did you all see last night's Met Gala fashion extravaganza where they celebrated the black dainty man and the black influence of black style and fashion? Grab your wine glasses and come on to Kiki. We're going to talk a little bit about this revolutionary and also, in my opinion, the best Met Gala, hands down, theme, and also talk about the history of it and sprinkle with how do we move this forward with 2025 and beyond and bringing back black tailorship and fabulous black fashion. So grab your wine glasses, come on and kiki with me. Let's talk all things Met Gala. So last night's Met Gala was truly divine in my opinion, but it came right on time and it brought every piece of life to me as far as what it comes down to fashion. Now, last night's theme was all about the black dandy and black tailorship and black fashion. Now, let's talk about the meaning for some of you all who do not know. Now, if you all are new to the term dandy and what it means to be a dandy and also what a black dandy is, well, let me tell you about it. So, black dandy is number one, dandy means that is it's actually a social economic expression and also in your way of fashion, and it's a social economic where you see men from the 1700s and the 1800s. They all dressed very dapper, very extravagant, and very luxe, with the textures and the fabrics and all of those good things that comes into fashion. With black fashion and black dandy means that the how the black man changed the game, flipped it, and he put his own spin on it. And it is his own, it represents his swag, it represents who he is, and in his own term of what luxury is through fashion, and how he just spins his way. Now, as I told you, the dandy movement or the dandy fashion has been around for centuries. Again, it moved over to black dandy and black fashion with some of our ancestors, which meaning if you all have ever looked at 1700s fashion and also how some of our ancestors had dressed back in the day. And I'm going to be putting videos down below so you all can see. Towards the end of the video, so you all can see where I'm coming from. So in the 1700s for dandyism, our ancestors who were house servants, and who was given an allowance or extra, and also paid on the side, and also who were house servants. Some dressed with higher quality, and some were able to go, as they would go on their assignments or even, having their time off. Some will go into the cities and buy textiles and buy fabrics in order to step up and also put their own flair on fashion. As you all know, during the 1700s, they had what we call knickerbockers or pedal pushers, and the men would wear those. And so they will wear the pedal pushers. They will wear a blazer with a tail on the back, and also sometimes they will wear knee-high socks and penny loafers with a fabulous top hat. And we will see that, like I said, starting in the 1700s. And in the 1800s, you will see where the black and white tie comes in, and our men would wear, with, like I said, the black and white tie aesthetic, and you will see linens and white, the nice linens and white cotton button down shirts. Also with a beautiful black wool, because often the blazers and the coats, and also winter furniture, winter fashion and also spring fashion. It will be wool, okay? And so they would have wool coats and they would have wool blazers and vests, and it was just simply amazing. And also they will mix with a little bit, some will mix with silks and chiffons and all of those beautiful things. and they would just, like I said, pop their stuff, and also with the top hats. I simply love a fabulous top hat. Now, I have some ancestors, as long as you all know, I love history, and I talk about history all the time, especially Black history and me finding my Black roots. Um, as I begin to research, I also fell in love with the with men fashion, and a lot of our fashion, and a lot of women fashion, well, just fashion, period. We often blur the lines. We often cross the lines. Like now, us women, we are the ones who wear the pedal pushers, right? Or even in the 60s and, 60s, 90s, and now we're the ones who wear the pedal pushers, correct? And also with the appliques, and also the blouses that we wear. Like I said, we all blur the lines, and it's just a beautiful style. But what I enjoy about real dandyism is that they took a risk to be bold and fashionable, and still hold their hair, their clothing also made them hold their heads high up, and just let us know that they had so much dignity, so much strength, so much power, and so much class in their own way through fashion. Now, as I told you all, as I began my search, and I started to find the men in my family, such as Reverend Reverdy C. Ransom, and also John Mercer Langston. As you all have seen the pictures of them, they were both abolitionists in their own right, and they also fought for, fought for Black education, such as Howard University, also such as um, Wilma Cole University, and also UVA, and many other universities that are out there. But as you all seen, how the men, they will dress with so much class, so much power, so much structure, so much beauty in the tailoring, and just prim and proper, but also in their own way of saying, I'm a powerful Black man and I'm here to stay. And we just fall in love with that. And last night, I saw a glimpse of all of that, talking about, a glimpse of all of that. And the fashion was expressing being right on time, being revolutionized, also pointing and honoring Black innovators with fashion. One who just made my heart smile was hands down, she was the dandy woman of that night, in my opinion, and her name is Janelle Monáe. Now, if you all paid attention to Janelle Monáe, she had a pinstripe costume, and she broke it on down, and it was 2 in 1. But also, she paid attention to the clocks, and if you all remember, during the 1880s and 90s, and also during the Victorian era, the Victorian / Reconstruction era. And when our ancestors was inventing and creating and patenting things, she brought ode to that. How, like I said, our vision, our fashion is embedded in us, and it's also right on time, to celebrate that we are innovators, we are creators, and we created the whole scene when it comes down to fashion. And another one that I fell in love with, oh my gosh, um, another one that I fell in love with was absolutely divine. Of course, ASAP Rocky. He's one of the chairmen on here. Ooh, honey, he is every bit of dapper. I fell in love with ASAP Rocky in Vision, um, of what I've seen in Vogue and magazine, and how the iconic architecture of his own right, what his name is, La Roche, and how he just, oh my God, just made the vision come alive with ASAP Rocky. Now, we will say ASAP is a Renaissance man in his own right, a modern day Renaissance man in his own